until you're ready to finally let go, you're going to be a slave to your past. Welcome everybody, I am Rogelio Diaz, a self-empowerment mentor, and today we are going to be going into why the past is holding you hostage. And I titled this video the way that I did with a question, because you might want to ask yourself that, especially if you've just been going and have been holding on to resentment and been bitter for years, and you just won't let go, right? You won't let go of what happened. You won't change the meaning of what happened. You just want to be angry. You just want to be upset. You just want to be resentful forever. You can do that, but there's another option. That's what I'm going to share with you in this video, because you don't have to live that way. And you don't have to just hold on to everything that's happened, because maybe it could either be avoidance, right? You're avoiding to feel certain emotions, but also you're choosing to be a slave to your past. You're choosing to be a slave to the emotions of your past, really. But if you're ready to let go, stick around. Stick around. Because the first thing you want to do, if you do want to let go, right? If you already made a conscious choice and you decided, I'm no longer holding on to my past, I will no longer be hostage to my past, you have to go back and revisit what happened. That's the first thing. Can you face the truth, right? Can you go back into that day or that event, that situation that made you're really living in a time capsule, right? Because you're staying in that moment and you refuse to let go of that moment. And that's why it's holding you hostage. So can you go back? Can you revisit that moment in time, process the feelings, and maybe even change the meaning? If you can change the meaning of what happened, now you can start to move forward. Now you can start to create a new story instead of being victim to the past, instead of being victim to those emotions because they're pulling you like a puppet on strings. That's the only way you'll be able to actually move forward. There's this quote in Pinocchio, in the movie Pinocchio, where he becomes a boy and he realizes all these amazing things. He has this new level of awareness. And he says, I was so foolish when I was a puppet. Think about that. Now that the strings were cut off, he wasn't foolish anymore. And that's what I'm trying to help you to do. Cut the strings from the past so it doesn't hold you hostage, so you can see the truth. You know, for a long time, I thought I was a victim to the universe, right? I thought I had the worst luck in the world. I thought things would just never go my way. I'm just the unluckiest person to ever live. And it was based off certain events where things didn't go my way, and I thought they should have gone my way. But I realized that I can't live there, because now I'm recreating more situations like that would make me feel unlucky. That would make situations go in an undesirable outcome that I didn't want. So once I went back and I realized, no, I was just playing victim. The universe wasn't out to get me. I was just playing victim, and my emotions would blind me, like anger, and because you try to be in control in those moments. But I was really a slave to them, right? I was really a slave to them, and there was a lack of responsibility there as well. So that's the second thing. If you really want to stop letting your past hold you hostage, when are you going to start being more responsible for your life? And you stop blaming and saying, well, that person did that to me, and maybe it's true, maybe it's valid, but it's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you limited. How are you going to grow like that? How are you going to move forward like that? You got to find the gift. And that's the third thing. Can you find the gift in what happened? Because if you can go back to the past, if you can change the meaning, if you can, through changing the meaning, you're going to find a new story, right? But if you can do that, and find the gift. If you can finally find the gift, and what happened, you're going to start to be empowered. You're going to start to move forward. You won't be held back anymore, really, by yourself. And that there's a certain accountability that comes with that too, if you're willing to address you and have that come to Jesus conversation with you and be honest. Just be honest. And that's the thing, right? I've had many situations where things didn't go my way or the way that I thought things should have gone. And for a long time, I was notorious for just holding on. And I'm like, I'll never let this go. And I just hurt myself, right? That old saying, like you really do. And you're not doing yourself a service by continuing to hold on to what happened. If you can just process those freaking emotions, what did you feel? What did you feel in that time? If you can process that, you can start moving forward, and your past will no longer hold you back. So can you do that? Right? If I could add that to the video, the title of the video, that'd be the second question. Instead of how long will you, right, continue to let your past hold you back? How long are you going to keep suppressing the emotions from your past? Because once you stop suppressing them, you can start moving forward and you won't be held hostage anymore. You can start breaking free, right? Start processing those emotions from the past. A lot of times I've heard many of my clients share how they just cut people off and they don't care. It is what it is. But they're just like, it's almost like a skill set to cut people off. But you're also cutting off a lot of emotions in that moment that later on come back and they don't leave because they're there. It's like just emotions in your unconscious mind just lingering. Well, they're in your body too. And they're not going anywhere. That's the thing. So you can choose to hold on. You can choose to be a puppet on strings. You can choose to let the past hold you hostage. Or you can make a new choice. Decide right now. I'm going to feel what I got to feel. How did I feel in that moment? Well, I was angry. I felt bitter. I felt like the situation was unfair. Right? Whatever it is. I felt angry. That has to come up. For you to let go of the past, for you to finally move on, those feelings have to be processed. And that's the only way. Because once you process them, again, you can start to change the story. You can start to find the gift. And then you find the gift. What did it teach you? It sounds so corny, but you're like, Roy, I know, but do you? Because it wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be there if you really knew. Find the gift. What did that force you to become? What did that make you find within yourself because it didn't go the way you thought it would? Now you're back to empowerment. Now the past doesn't hold you hostage. So can you do that? Can you do that? Can you face the truth? What will really happen in that moment? Can you change the meaning? Can you find the gift? You can do those three things. You're going to start to move forward. You're going to start to break free from those chains. You're going to be saying what Pinocchio said, right? You won't be foolish anymore. You're going to understand why that situation happened, and it's going to empower you. It won't be a disservice anymore. But you have to decide. It's a choice to move on. It's a choice to let go. And you have to come to a place of acceptance from what happened. You can't deny it. You can't bypass it. Well, you can, but you're going to continue in that suffering loop that you're in. You have to go into it. It's like when you go on vacation and you're on a plane. You can't get to the destination without going on the plane if you bought your ticket for the plane, right? Or even if you go for a car. If you're in a car, it might take even longer, but you have to go on that ride. You won't just be able to teleport there, at least not yet. You have to be able to get on. You have to get on that ride, and you have to go through the time that it takes to get from point A to point B. There's no skipping it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to live like that. There's another side and there's another version of you if you can hop on that plane. It's waiting for you. Maybe even for a very long time. It's an empowered version of you. So if you choose differently, you say, you know what, Roy? I'm ready to let this go. I would recommend you start journaling. You need some kind of closure. When you can get closure from what happened, it's going to accelerate, if not completely, allow the letting go process to happen. But you need resolution. You need closure. So write down, how did I feel in that moment? What were all the emotions? Let them come up. Cry if you need to. Scream if you need to. Say whatever you got to say. Express it. No more suppressing it. And you will start setting yourself free. I really hope you enjoyed this, guys. Again, my name is Rogelio, Self-Empowerment Mentor. I help entrepreneurs break through upper limits, heal from within, and unleash their true potential. I have a free gift for you down in the description box called Limitless. It's a free audio training. It's going to help you rediscover your strength, find your self-worth, and embody your best self. All right, until next time, again, check it out. It's my gift to you. Much love.